What do they say? Better late than never?
Yep.
Better late than never. So you guys know what it is. The one and the only, the American Cholo podcast. The realest podcast in the nation, baby. Coming live and direct to you from North Hollywood, California. My name is Gil. I am the American Cholo. And of course, I got my co-host Boo Boo Bear in the house.
That's right. What's up? What's up? Boo Boo's right here.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't hear it.
We can't hear it, right?
Hear it.
That's right. So today, we're running a bit late. I had to actually text Glasses while he's on No Jumper.
You can see him reading his phone.
And tell him, hurry up, man, let's do this. No, man, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you a man that is one of the most underrated rappers in the game, has been around for a very long time, and anybody who's in the rap scene knows this guy's name. This is Mr. Glasses Malone. What's going on, player?
Man, thank you for having me, man. What's happening, man?
I hope you still got the energy to come through,
Oh
man.
no, I'm fresh. I
Podcast
was
after
fresh.
podcast.
You fresh?
Fresh.
Fresh.
I just warmed up with the homies, man.
All right,
Warmed up.
all right.
We ready.
Right.
Yeah, I looked at it, I said, oh shit, this guy's at No Jumper right now. I was like, he's gonna make it over here. I was like,
Oh no.
Well, come to find out, No Jumper's just down the street.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, don't tell
right?
nobody. Yeah, right?
So that's just the first one I jump into always is where were you born and raised at, Glasses?
Watson, Compton, my whole life. Compton in the Richland Farms area and Watson 117th Street.
Okay, and how was your upbringing? Was it nice and roses everywhere? Was it beautiful? What was it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the nice and roses part, but I enjoyed it. I think I had a great experience, man. I had a real Los Angeles cultural experience. It was fun. I mean, it was dangerous at points, but what upbringing in the city ain't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So where did you, or who actually gave you the name Glasses Malone?
My big homie Pluck, I was 13. It was a joke. And I can't see really well at all. Like, when I don't have frames on, I squint. I mean, real bad. And like, I had a pair of glasses and I lost them in 2 days. And he was like, man, where's your glasses? And I'm like, I can't find them. He was like, man, your name Glasses. And that became my name. And I just kept it the whole time.
And so where did you start experimenting with the rap game and all that?
I was grown. I was already full-fledged gangbanging, selling sherm, doing the most, you know. And my brother came on from YA.
Okay.
My mom wanted me to do some stuff with him, you know, to keep him out of trouble. He wanted to rap. He said he wanted me to rap with him, but I genuinely believe he wanted me to pay for the studio sessions because I was making money. But I started rapping with him, and we was making some really dope songs. He got in trouble again, went to jail at that point, county. And I just liked it. It became super therapeutic. You know, all the stuff we was going through, it just helped me express it and get it off my chest. And it just took a long time for me to get it off.
So were you that homie in the neighborhood just constantly rapping to everybody, all the homeboys? Is that how you started?
Nah, not really. I don't think they really realized I was rapping. We wasn't really saying nothing. I would just go rap, write the rap, record them at the studio. We was putting out records at first. So I wasn't that
What years
homie
was
at
this?
all. This is in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, 2002, 2003. I didn't really have the rapper story. It was really just a regular LA street story. And hip hop really saved my life. Like, I know people say that, but it genuinely gave me a different outlet than selling sherm and screwing up. Like, my life took a crazy turn. It wasn't supposed to be that way, and it was that way. So rap just came along, and people liked my records. Everybody in the community seemed to like what we was doing, and it helped me get through all the stuff we was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It was tough.
Right, so like you were saying, rap pretty much saved your life, because I'm sure you've seen, especially growing up where you did, you've seen so many of your homies either get killed, go to the joint, you know, get hooked on drugs, right?
Every time.
That was normal for kids in that era, or
Man.
just in that lifestyle.
Or
Yeah.
Even growing up in Watts and Compton at the same time. I mean, how was that? Because you got homeboys from Compton and you got homeboys from Watts, and did they interact with each other at all?
So this was ill, right? So where I grew up in Compton, my mom's house. My mom and dad broke up when I was young. So my mom lived in the Richland Farms, Farm Dogs. I played in the Acacia block. So, right, this is a cultural difference. At that time, the 7-0 started warring with the Acacias.
Okay.
Right then and there, right? So I remember being in the middle of that and, like, being a kid, and, like, it just was crazy. Versus then I go to my dad's house on the weekend, and the CV117s and the 7th Streets, my hood is the same exact hood. And it's a complete harmony. So it's a night and day experience.
And these are essay gangs with your guys' hood, right?
Yeah, yep.
So in Compton, you were battling the Mexicans, and in Watts, you were getting.
Well, in Compton, I wasn't battling anybody. I was a kid, but
But
you was
that
looked
what you
at
were
as
seeing,
yeah.
what you were seeing.
Versus this experience is a complete opposite. It's literally they the same gang. My big homie Looney, just different people that raised us.
Now, do you think that gives you a different perspective when it comes to, let's say, quote unquote, the essays?
I don't know if it's a perspective. I just think you bond with certain people. You know what I mean? And
doesn't matter what color you are.
Yeah,
at one point it becomes you don't even see a color.
Shit, really, you just grow up how you grow up. I don't think it's something. I was talking to Alcatraz this morning about it, and I was telling him like, when it's authentic, you just know, and it ain't really think you got it all figured out. You don't really see it as nothing until you see it something else.
Right.
It's just that.
Right.
So I don't think I ever felt like I had a different take. I just felt like this is what it was right here. And Watts is like that. Most of the great streets they got WVG on them.
Exactly.
That's kind of normal in Watts. But in Compton, it's a completely different experience.
I think also many times, especially people who don't really know the gang culture or the lifestyle, mostly people from out of town, they always say like, oh, them vatos from Southern California, all racist. And I always try to tell them, like, it's not that we're racist, homie. It's a gang thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just, this is my enemy, but eventually there's some different neighborhoods where you have black on brown.
It's just lazier to say something to generalize it, but it's most likely not true. Just like the 7-O's, in theory, I could say that it was like racist, but it's black people from 7-O's. Right. It's not a ton, but Poppy from 7-O. Poppy is black as fucking the night. Feel me? Florencia is black people from there. Like, so, you know, it's in 18, it's a black people from there. Again, there's a reality and then there's a perspective. So it's tough. And I don't really spend a lot of time trying to argue with people that don't have no idea. If you don't have no idea, then I feel to be wasting my time trying to tell you how it go, because it depends on where you at.
Exactly. That's what I try to convey to people. Like you said, yeah, you're going to sit there and spin your wheels for days, right? Trying to let them know.
Man, even when you tell somebody, and that's what when I read your post and I seen it, I was like, for me, when I see something I don't understand, I try to get clarity. I'm like, oh man, that's brilliant. I didn't peep how you said that. I mean, that's a cold flip, right? Versus emotionally feeling something versus reading or listening. Right. And that's really important. So
yeah, well, that's how you and I actually linked up. I put that post up, and I forgot what exactly I said, but I also said, you know, when the
education.
Yeah, when the masters, when there was slavery back here in America, the masters would either beat or kill any slave that was reading, because they would educate themselves. They would find out, wait a minute, I'm not being treated like a human being.
This ain't right.
And that's kind of what the message I'm trying to push towards my people, telling them, listen, man, we're not being treated equally. Yeah. You know, people are asking us to treat them a certain way. When I say people, I just mean in general.
Sure,
right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, people sometimes take
as an oppressed people, sure.
Yeah, right. So we're just asking for the same treatment that everybody else is, and that's what I, said to you. And
I thought it was brilliant, because it is rooted in ignorance and keeping people ignorant. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was brilliant. It was a brilliant expression, because it was confusing as shit. So I was like, but then when you clarified it, I was like, damn, that's true. Like if you had the information, it's a whole different game. So I thought that was dope.
And also it is because the African American experience has been one of just slavery, death, murder, and just what every minority has. No, every minority has had exactly. that. But your guys has been shown more often and has been the bigger picture, because everything that happened to African Americans. And when I speak about it, I use your guys' experience to kind of convey to us. That way people can sit there and say, oh, that's what he means. Because a lot of times when I try to put it as a brown man, people disconnect. They're not really connected to our people. And I believe that when it comes to brown people, the industry in America is just pretty much deaf tone, man. They don't really hear us.
That's fair. You don't have great representation on mainstream television.
No, not at all.
No. You have super successes, but then it's like here and here. Yeah, super successes and just regular, like nothing. So there's a whole middle range, and it is a lot of ground to tread on for sure.
It's a lot
to catch up.
And also with our successful people,
I think they're scared of the corporate America.
They hide from any issues. They run away from any kind of controversy. Whereas I gotta give it. That's what I put that post. I gotta give it to the brothers, man. Anytime there's any beef, you guys come together.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna jump there. But I think the struggle itself, at least for black people, at this point in time, it is valuable to represent it.
Yeah.
So like you'll see people speaking out against certain things because now it's okay to but when we were younger, you know what I mean, and when our parents was younger, that was going to be a very minute group of people that was going to speak out that was successful. So I think you're coming into that phase to where you got to start finding the particular people, but also because Mexico is so close, right? There's always this sense of like, shit, we doing way better than we was. You get what I'm saying? So there's a level of like, whatever we saying ain't as bad versus you're striving like, fuck that, we here. We want everything that anybody else should have. Yes. So, and I think that's what I picked up from the things that I've watched on you so far.
And I think that's what it is with, okay, not everybody in the African American community is going to come in full force and want to fight. There is some that obviously, there's always a certain percentage of people that don't want to fight or don't want to get involved. With us as brown people, it's almost a 50-50 because it is that what you just said. And I'm glad you brought that up. Our problem is that we feel like, and I'm not saying me myself, but I'm saying with the ones who don't want to get involved, they feel like, I got money, I got a nice job.
This is way better than what it was.
This is way better than what it was.
Versus what it should be.
Why do I have to complain about?
But it's not what it should be. That's your point.
And my point is, only because I made it doesn't mean I don't want to put my hand back
Goddamn
or
right.
I want to make the road better for them.
I got you right.
That's the same strategy as even a gang. You in a hood, you want to sit there, you want to put in work for your hood, you want to make sure nobody's coming to your hood. But now we're using that gangbang mentality, but in America, but in a positive way. Saying, listen, man, I'm gonna make sure everybody here realizes that they can't talk shit about us. They can't clown us.
What's weird is the negative connotation that gangs have, right? And it's like, but if you grow up in it, it's not what people think it is. Right. Like, if somebody could ask me about my experience, it's like, yeah, I've seen people die. Yeah, I've been to a lot of funerals. You know what I mean? I've seen it fucked up, but that's not 365. That's not 100 days of 365s. Right. Most of the time is motherfuckers showing love to each other, barbecuing, everybody putting in, feeding each other. Yep. Feel me? Figuring out my homeboy mom on dope, my mom feeding him. That's normally what's going on. Us walking to play football games against the PJs, the Imperial Courts, or the Mona Parks. And it's fun. Yeah. 40 days out of 365.
Yeah, you're going at it.
It could be some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But for the most part, man, it's a super wholesome experience. It's family, and you realize that you have to depend on each other, and it teaches you how to be poor and depend on each other and to support each other no matter what. So I think that's more of the experience than how they want to sensationalize it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's more Friday than Boys in the Hood. You know what I mean? It's more like jokes and shit and fun. And,
it's the camaraderie of you guys. Yeah. Instead of us, like let's say regular white Americans, they go to college, they go to frat parties, do that. We're not doing that.
We're going to the Shaw. We're going to the Boulevard. Yeah. What's going on the Boulevard? You know what I mean?
But unfortunately, it's just the gang culture from the 70s, 80s, and then especially through the 90s, we pushed, and I say we because I was part of that era, right? I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 47. We pushed gangbang, screw that guy, kill that guy. And I saw these fights begin. I saw fights begin over a girl, and all of a sudden, we got people killing one another. I saw fights over stuff that was pretty petty, but now you fast forward 30-something years, I still got youngsters out there killing guys from this hood, or they're killing my homies. And it's like, man, we're literally killing yourselves for nothing, something that's not really that important, but at the same time means everything.
When you don't have nothing, it means everything.
There you go.
And that's why I'm really careful on how I speak about, our experience ain't what it got to be no more. Our lives done changed. Right. But I remember why it made sense then. So I'm really careful to just call it senseless. And that's why I handle it with care. Right. I don't care what nobody say. I know how fun our lives was. Yes. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. We fucking took care of each other. We fucked with each other. You know what I mean? And now in my position, sure, it changes. I have to think of 1,000 more things, about what I'm going to do to a motherfucker and what is it worth. If a motherfucker steal my car back in 2000, feel me, I might have been trying to shoot him whether I got it back or not, because another motherfucker might have thought he could steal my car in 2022. I'm going to call the insurance people.
Yeah.
Give me another one.
They're going to pay you out.
They're going to overpay me. So
you can do some grown-ass man shit.
Exactly. So I think it still comes back down to what you said, education and then financial opportunities. That's the thing, like a real livable wage, financial earnings and all that is so important with that information. Like that is key because that gives you something to live for.
Yeah, absolutely. But when I say like it's senseless, this is the way I put it. if we don't make peace within ourselves, in our communities, within our hoods, all the people that died before died in vain. Yeah. If we make peace in our hoods, in our communities, they didn't die in vain because they showed us a struggle and they died for us not to be fighting one another.
I'm with you. I don't disagree at all. I just feel like it's up to us to create those things that made us get away from the lifestyle. Yes. Like if they had the opportunities we have, I mean, maybe a couple of us had intellect, so we got blessed. You know what I mean? Because we didn't develop. Like we had this, whatever we got that allows us to do the stuff that you sit right here and able to write, take notes, and have intelligent conversations. That's something you was born with. Then you develop it. You might didn't do enough drugs to ruin it. Same for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of Sherm I could have did to fuck all this shit up.
That Sherm will do
you know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to provide the same opportunities. And a lot of people get on me about trying to help with peace treaties. I'm like, if we don't provide some kind of economic earning opportunity for people,
it's not gonna work.
We just and you still supposed to push what you're pushing. Yes. But like I know what changes our mentality. My homeboy Mad Dog, one of my OG homies, he was a rah-rah dude. Some of my more rowdier homies went to prison over his crimes, you know, and he got a job. I think it was driving cement trucks. And I used to see Mad Dog every day. They call him Mad Dog because he would drink a Mad Dog 2020 every day and be tripping. Okay. And he got this job. His old lady hooked him up with this gig. Their family. I went from seeing Mad Dog every day to once a week, right, his off day. That changed to once a month. That changed to once a year. I ain't seen Mad Dog in 10 years. Now, that don't mean Mad Dog ain't a 7th Street nigga. It just means Mad Dog could take care of his family and doing what he's supposed to do as a man.
Yes, sir.
And so I know if most of our people had those opportunities, man, we don't want to sit around and do the same shit we doing. We really just trying to be something or get some money. I mean, we want some respect. You broke, so you tripping because you want motherfuckers to put respect on your name, so you doing whatever you think is possible. But you mean to tell me if a motherfucker got a job to pay $80,000 a year, you think he fucking with y'all? He not fucking with y'all. I'm not fucking with y'all.
Jobs will definitely change your life.
Yeah.
I know that.
Man, they will fuck your... You would be thinking you the downest motherfucker in the world, and you really be so mad. Like, I watch my homies be mad because they can't buy their kids shit for holidays. My homeboy Silent got a job. It's my young homie. He got a job doing security at like an underground Asian gambling spot. They paid him $200 a day. Man, you should have seen his face when he came to me bragging about this job. He was so happy. Like, yeah, I'm finna get my daughter this and that. This nigga's crazy. You see Silent just look mad all the time. Like, you be like, this motherfucker finna trip. But he got this job and to see all them teeth, them smiles and shit, and he could feed his kid. Because I was like, and I'm like, $200, they work you 12 hours, nigga, I'm counting. Like, nigga, $16 an hour, nigga. $16 an hour, nigga. He like, nigga, yeah, nigga, $1,000 a week, nigga. I work overtime to give me $1,400, and I'm so happy for him. But I know that's all it is.
Yeah,
you know, true oppression is carried out economically. Mm-hmm. You know, the motherfucker ain't gonna give you know. The problem in slavery ain't motherfuckers hanging. The problem with slavery is not paying. That's all it is. If you pay a motherfucker what you owe, all the hanging shit different. Sir. But again, the problem with it is not the hanging, it's the motherfucker not pay. They deprive us of economics. They deprive all of us of economics. They give us the worst opportunities, the worst careers. And they took away everything that we had.
Absolutely, man. If you can educate ourselves, that's the only way we really get out of this mess. And I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I mean, there's no other way. It's teaching them. I got a little bit of blowback when I did a video and I put I said, you guys think gangsters being on the block smoking meth with a strap? I said, and I had 2 bags of groceries. I said, this is gangsters. Try taking care of your family, putting a roof over the head. Because that's much harder. And a lot of people think that it's hard. It ain't hard to be in the street fucking up.
No, it's
that's
free.
The easy part.
It's free.
Yeah, it's just the easy part.
It's free. Anything free is free.
Yeah. Waking up in the morning every day, going to work, even when you don't want to go to work, because you know you got to pay them bills, you got to keep that job.
Yeah. That's gangster.
That's gangster. That's what makes it matter.
That's definitely a perception of it for sure. It is tough. It's tough. That shit tough. So, man, I agree hands down. It's like gangbanging is free. One thing I give my older homies credit, I'll tell you one thing about all them, you couldn't be broke. Yeah. Get your ass up out of here if you broke. There's too much money floating around this motherfucker for you to be broke. You had to definitely put in your work and do your stuff, but you also couldn't be broke. Mm-hmm. And I give Pluck and Shady and all my older homies credit. They was not running a broke program.
You talk about Pluck a lot. Is he an influence on your life?
Man, huge, like one of the most important people.
Is he still around today?
Yeah, hell yeah. He drive trucks right now. Still an old 7th Street nigga. You know what I mean? And handle his business. Joey laughing because it's true. If you meet him, he's still an old crib nigga, but he always been a man.
Right.
He always would provide for his kid, his wife, his family. Even if I'm selling Sherm, he gonna sell Sherm and we gonna make sure pay this mortgage. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm gonna run the hood, but I'm gonna be there for my kid. I'm gonna go to my kid graduation. So I always respect the fact that he did a much better job of being a Crip. Like he didn't you couldn't tell him how to be a Crip. He showed you how. I mean, and that didn't mean neglecting your children. It didn't mean neglecting your wife. It didn't mean not providing, sitting around fucking up. He was gonna go out and get it. And to this day, he do the same thing.
But I think that the biggest thing that's destroyed just all the hoods, barrios, whatever you want to call it, is drugs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, meth is running rampant, heroin, I mean, you name it. And like you were saying, even back in my era, most of the homies had jobs. Some would snag some dope. All the homies pretty much had nice rides. You go to the block on a Friday, Saturday, they're rolling in. They got chicks, they got this. And nowadays, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but nowadays I see most of the homies on fucking bikes and backpacks, man. It's like...
Well, most of my older homies got jobs now.
Oh, the older ones, but the young ones nowadays.
The ones my age, they trying to figure it out. With the ones my age got jobs too, but the ones younger than me trying to figure it out. And they are in a fucked up position. There's one of my young homies, and he'll probably be mad when he hear this, but I love you to death. I remember his mom brought him home from the hospital, but he came and asked me for a gun. They was trying to start a war with another neighborhood. Yeah. And they was trying to start a war. Just like, man, G, we need to... I'm propping on this rap scene. I'm getting money. Like, man, you know, I need you to buy some guns. I'm like, man, how y'all gonna go to war without no money? I can't afford guns. You feel me? And I couldn't help it, but that's the thought that came to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, that's not fair. You know, we all was finna go to war. The homies gave you guns. No, they didn't. Mm-mm. The first time I asked Pluck for a gun, Maine for a gun, them niggas, Pluck told me, you better go steal your own gun like I stole mine. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you shit to go do nothing. Feel me? When you start doing shit, this is a different conversation, but I'm not giving you nothing to go do nothing. Go steal your own shit like I stole mine. And I remember saying, you know, here go a couple $100. Here go $100. I'm not buying you. I know your dad and your uncle. If you get life, your dad and your uncle mean the world to me. Mm-hmm. Feel me? Moon, Plug, they mean the world to me. There's no way possible I'm going to be the reason that they motherfucking kid go to prison. So here's $100. If you want to ruin your life, go do your stuff. But I advise you, before you start talking about going to shoot somebody, I could buy you guns, but bullets expensive too. He was so mad at me. He was so mad at me, you know what I'm saying? But shit, man, I remember that little nigga came home from the hospital. Yeah. Little nigga about 26, 27, got babies, he got kids. I know your mama, nigga. His mama is really my big homegirl. You think I'm finna fool for what?
And most of these young guys, it's the same thing as going back to, you know, it's easy to be gangbanging and it's harder to work. Most of these guys, it's easy to pull a trigger and kill somebody. Let's be honest right now, right? Busting on somebody isn't hard. Pulling that trigger on somebody
hard to go to jail,
though. Yeah. But are you ready for that ride, homie? Are you really ready for that ride that comes with that murder case or that attempted murder case?
Fuck just your mind. Going to jail.
Mm-hmm. Having to deal with the rules in there.
I never thought I'd be a good gangbanger until I went to jail. Because at first, you got to think, I got straight A's in high school. I went to Paramount High, man. I got AP classes. All my homies that's my age dropped out. They shooting shit up. They going crazy. Smoking Sherm. They all fucked up. So when I'm starting to gangbang every day and I'm hustling, now I'm in high school, but I'm in high school some of the time, so now it's full time.
Yeah.
You ain't no gangbanger till it's full time. I don't give a fuck with nothing. All that high school gangbang don't count, because if you got to go to class, you're not available to get shot at that time. Yeah. So when you become a full-time gangbanger and you available every day to get shot, I remember thinking, like, how the fuck? I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do what these motherfucking crazy motherfuckers do, man? There's no way. I just got out of school. I'm 17, man. These niggas is 5 years started. I didn't realize I was going to be okay till I went to jail. And when I went to jail, I was like, good. My hands, I was good. I was straight. You know what I'm saying? I could do it. I was like, okay. Then I came home after that. And most of my homies don't realize that. That's when I came home. Like, oh, yeah, I could do whatever y'all doing. Because I can go to jail. Uh-huh. Once I realized jail wasn't that bad to me, Oh, it was on. Nigga, I'll fight every one of you niggas. If y'all want to shoot it out, fuck it, let's see. I was gonna take a case for my big homie Plug because they was trying to give him, 20 years for a gun case on like some crazy shit. And I was finna take a deal for him and do 3 years. I was looking forward to it. Flex nigga, for punch, going. Feel me? Thank God I didn't go and catch a fuck, have a tail and have a felony. But I was ready. But I knew it was over. When I didn't want to go to jail. When I was in jail and I was worrying about what was going on the streets, I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. This ain't gonna work out.
Pretty much.
When you start worrying about everything outside at home. When I was in jail the first 4 or 5 times, shit, I'm in this motherfucking punching shit, we fighting, whatever. And last time I was like, holy shit, I wonder what this bitch
That's when the light bulb went off on you.
Yeah,
it happens to everybody. It depends how old you are though sometimes.
You be like, damn. It's like you start worried about what's going on and I remember, I'll never forget, this is when Linwood Jail was still a men's jail. So they would put me right, and my hood is right under the jail. I was in the cell right above the 7 looking down. I was like, motherfucker. Feel me? And I knew it was over that day. Right, yeah, I knew it was over. That was the end of me being there participating every day. I had to take this show on the road. Now I got to do something else. This can't be my primary career. Like, I'm going to be a 7th Street nigga, but I need something else, God, because y'all don't, and I'm not gonna tell. It's in my family. My mother died in prison doing 20 years. I can't tell. My father disowned me. Not even, he'll love me, but I don't want to look at that nigga, look at me like my son a snitch. I would never embarrass my father or my mom. Like, my mom took time. Like, I can't do it. So once you feel like that, your decisions gotta change.
Exactly, man, and that's. The snitch game, that's what's going on right now. People try to tell me, Gil, what would you do? I said, listen, homie, I will not put myself in that position anymore.
Yeah, of course not.
Straight up. I'm not putting back in the day, I know I am because I'm gonna let it ride. Whatever happens, happens. That was just the rules of the game, right?
Yeah.
But
today,
now,
it's a whole different
yeah,
story.
today is a whole different story, But today it's if you ain't snitching, you ain't doing something right, it seems like, man. is that what you see going on right now?
Man, so shit. What I think, somehow snitching has been relegated to like gangbangers or street shit. Snitching is some man shit.
Right.
That's a man you don't want to snitch. Real snitching, not this extra niggas overusing the word snitch, but like real snitching. Real snitching is, I got caught for a crime. I don't want to do my time, so I'm telling on you about your crime. That's real snitching. Not this, that the real snitching type. Not snitching like, oh, I saw some regular person saw a crime. You supposed to tell the police.
Yes.
So the fact of being accountable, I think we've created a world where men feel like women. They don't got to be accountable. And it's easy to manipulate the general public into believing like you are justified in your rights because the average citizen doesn't really want to be accountable. The average human being, like that's the thing that I do appreciate about our culture, how we all come up is you taught to be accountable. If you said this about this person, you might have to fight this motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Feel me? If I do something wrong, I might have to go to jail. I might have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that, but in the mainstream world, nobody just want to be accountable. Think about all the girls. It's crazy.
Now, do you think that has a lot to do, the culture of snitching has a lot to do with 6ix9ine and like Sammy the Bull and a lot of these other like high profile guys, and they're just out there nowadays? And
I just think they got representation. I don't think they're the reason. Like I don't think nobody saw 6ix9ine. Well, I could tell too, or Sammy, but I do think there's way too much love given to them about. Like, oh, Sammy's a gangster. It's like, no, Sammy's a snitch.
Sammy's a snitch, homie.
He's not a gangster. He's a gangster if he'd have went and did his time for his crime.
I think this is a thing too a lot of time with people who snitch, right? They still want to keep that gangster plaque up there, right? Yeah. And when you're a gangster, and especially when you're that like high up in the mob, you're getting all that recognition. Everybody knows you're a made man, you're this, you're that, right? So you've got that plaque. But yeah, the minute you snitch, it's like
they fucked it up.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's like you could have been paying your shit. You could have an 800 credit score.
Yes.
Yeah. 800 credit score, greatest credit score. You missed 30 days late on one payment. You got 13 credit cards, all perfect. 30 days late, that motherfucker 610.
Yeah, but that's not 30 days late. That you did some fraud. You didn't pay anything. That's
30
like
days, motherfuckers hammer you, man. And I don't know, man. I don't. It's just weird, dog. It's a weird space. I don't get it.
The world's changing, and that's why I tell young guys, just don't even get in that game. Yeah, because I say this: you're gonna go with a carload of homies, 5 guys, and you're gonna go murder somebody. One of them fools gonna snitch on you.
For sure.
Straight up.
For sure.
One of them fools gonna snitch on you.
For sure. But I don't want to blame, Sammy and them or 6ix9ine or none of them. I think they just now became something we saw publicly, and it was dope. Like, I'm telling you, I look at the comments, and people be talking about Sammy, they're like, Sammy just did. Sammy's a rat.
Sammy's
like a real rat. Like,
certified rat.
And he was speaking, like, talking, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I think of some of this stuff, I'd be like, yeah, but you told. The one thing that you could have did to truly prove your gangster shit was rolled out and be a man, and you didn't, and now you walk around this motherfucker, and I got into it with my manager about this shit. He had him on his podcast. I'm like, why the fuck would you be talking to this rat? But he's a civilian, so I didn't get it. But they was like kind of like glamoring over him, like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, I would have been disgusted. I'd be like, motherfucker.
Do you think that hinders us a little bit? Like with me, if 6ix9ine were to call me, hey Gil, I want to come on your podcast, I'd be like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, but anybody else would be like, bring him on. Yeah. So do you think it also hinders us that we still, somewhat live by that code?
The irony is, it's a lot more people than you could imagine that still believe in being a man. Sometimes it does feel like a lonely road, but it's not.
Right.
It's not. Everybody just not as vocal as we are about it. But you'll see motherfuckers like, and it don't be like, because they not street. Big Boy not finna do that. Big Boy ain't no motherfucking gangster that power with a silver. Big Boy like, nobody likes a rat.
No,
at the office.
If we were taught as young kids, don't tell on your brothers. Yeah. Don't tell on your sisters. That was implemented us when we were kids.
If you at the office cubicle and somebody told you stole a stapler, motherfuckers in the office gonna be like, oh, rat ass.
Yeah,
nobody likes it. The police don't like. Fucking police don't even like a snitch. They love getting information, but they be like, oh, snitch ass, bitch. And they mind. Police. One of my homies right here, homicide detective. We been street racing since I was little. He older than me. We been street racing forever. This motherfucker's a street racer. He's a fucking police, right? So he be like, yeah, don't fuck with him, old snitch ass nigga. I be thinking to myself, this nigga help you solve your case. Nobody like a rat, dog. Nobody like a rat, dog. Nobody like a rat.
Talk to me about that, man. Are you still heavily in street racing?
Yeah, forever. I haven't raced in about 2-3 years now, but it's forever. Like, I've been doing it as long as I can remember. It's a culture. I love it. I love everything about it.
What kind of rides have you had?
68 Camaros. My new project is 66 Impala.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what do you do? You guys do like the quarter mile? Or what do you...
Quarter mile, but most of the tracks is changing in the 8th. But, we used to race in Compton on Manville. Right. Race at 35th and Main. They call it Compton Speedway. All of those streets.
So is that where you started doing it, up in the streets?
Yeah, man. My father.
Okay.
Yeah, my father. That's what he turned me on to. The homies turned me on the low ride. My dad turned me on the racing.
That's right. Let me ask you something. Getting back to like the younger homies and the older homies. I heard this from I don't know if you heard of Kev Mack from the 60s, right? I spoke to him one time and he told me, because he was asking me, hey Gil, what did your older homies tell you guys? Like, back in the days. I said, us was just, gangbang, this and that, so a little drugs. And he told me something that I found interesting. I still see it to today. He said that a lot of his older homies would tell him to do bank robberies, and really got a lot of them in that kind of culture. Do you think that's the reason you see so many robberies going on, that you got young African Americans going like to Melrose and robbing? Do you think it's still
I'm just happy they not robbing other poor mototherfuckers that look like us.
I don't know.
I'm going to keep it a bean with you.
I seen a couple Chinese people get beat down at the market. I'm like, dude, that could be my wife.
But honestly, that shit is weird. Like, even like all the stuff with the street vendors, that shit is weird.
Right.
And I notice when I see it, like, people be robbing, like, bro, that is not like a program. There's nobody like, well, you just get the corn, man. Bro, nobody fuck with the elote, man. Who the fuck fucks with that guy?
Right.
It's the greatest guy in the world. Like, all my guys is I know them by name. Kenny that got the donut truck, like, I know all the street vendors by name, bro. So
they walking ATMs.
Yeah, man. Like, what are they?
Well, because they got cash.
They got cash on them.
And people, and this, we used to do the same thing. It would be just, they're scared to call the cops because most of them are illegal.
How much money do they? Come on, man.
Some people are just cash. Some people are, like, you saw those young guys a couple years back, I think, and some were also from, were they from Hoover or something? See, and they did it for the gram. Is what it was. They did it for the gram.
But that's some weird shit. And that's not something that nigga, like, it was some older G's over there that was like, bro, what are y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck fucks with the elote? Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The donut, like, you gonna fuck with what? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm happy it's not us. Like, I appreciate them flocking. Listen, I'm not encouraging nobody to steal or rob anybody. I think it's dangerous. That's literally the worst hustle to me. You get yourself killed. Right. I sell drugs. Good old-fashioned, wholesome drugs, right?
I sell drugs.
Yeah, and I make sure they're quality. I don't cut my shit with no brake fluid. It's the greatest androxanol ether. It's quality product. And I prided myself in that ignorantly when I was doing it.
Right.
But at least it was high quality. So robbing is just a different hustle. But I appreciate that motherfuckers is robbing rich motherfuckers. I seen a motherfucker rob somebody in Beverly Hills for a $2 million watch. He was like, yeah, this robbery. He robbed him for a $2 million watch. And everybody kept talking about the robbery. I'm like, who the fuck has a $2 million watch?
Yeah, just walking around.
Why are you sitting around at a diner
with a $2 million
I seen some shit the other day at a church. It was like, yeah, they robbed a church and it was $400,000 worth of jewelry. Who the fuck robs a church? Who the fuck comes to church for $400,000 worth of
comment
jewelry?
section during this part of the
Who the fuck got a $400,000 worth of jewelry at the church?
You know who does? Rick Ross.
I hope not. He should be robbed. Yeah. See, my movement is some people deserve to be robbed. If you're a rapper and you come around poor people wearing a $250,000 worth of jewelry, why would you? I would be upset if those poor people didn't rob you. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that sound fucked up? As it's fucked up? Like, bro, like, why would you do that?
They trying to super flex. Bottom line, that's what it is.
So you should be robbed. Like, thank you for your contributions to this poor community. You feel me? I'm with that. Like, I fuck with that. So I'm noticing all the crazy flocking. I get it as a society why it's bad. Right. I totally understand that. But at least it's not us. Okay. At least it's not poor people that look like us. The last riot, the brown and black kids that was looting is the best thing I've ever seen. When I was younger, we fucked up our community. Yeah, okay. We was burning all our shit down. We was looting the little Asian market, the little Japanese man market. Feel me? And they never came back. And it was, what would you go get? Some Cheetos? Yeah. Them motherfuckers took their shit to the Grove, to the Bev. I was like, they my heroes. So if you are going to let your voice be heard, why are you telling us in our community? We know what you're saying. Yeah. Go tell them, because that's who you want them to feel the pain, and shit gonna change. So as much as I worry about something happening to these little kids out here, these little young dudes sticking shit up, eventually you see they slipping to change them gun laws to see.
Oh, you know it's
so you know they ready to start gunning shit down. Yeah, California ain't never gave no motherfucker no carry concealed joints ever. Right. They like, hold up, we finna start passing them out because now they want to. So at least it's not Mrs. Stewart with the $300 saved up from her husband's shit. Right. Go hit
a store.
A jewelry store in Orange County. Yeah. Yes. If you gonna do it, don't rob
the iPhone
store. Hold on. Let me give a disclaimer here. The American Troll Podcast does not support the opinions of Glasses Malone.
Just don't rob us. Why would, like, you gotta think for years we was robbing each other. Yeah. Poor people. Why would you rob the elote man?
Because they learned.
Bro, why would you rob him? Like, bro, there is somebody with a watch worth $2 million.
Yeah, there. Hey,
you gonna take the elote? You finna get time for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Leave that man alone, man. Those flavorful treats that come through and be right in time. Right. Feel me? Like, why would you fuck with him? You know what I'm saying? Go. It's a $2 million watch in Beverly Hills. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
Go over there.
Yeah. Hey, so I saw you were on a podcast and they brought up Rick Ross, and I want you to talk about. You said how you do gangster rap, and you're competing with people like that. Yeah. And what's your take on that?
So Rick Ross is in my top 5. First off, right? He's one of the better people I ever heard put together rap music. Just unbelievable as a talent. What I was telling Charlamagne on that Breakfast Club interview was, he was like, "What made you feel like you have to be this honest?" I said, I'm in this genre called gangster rap, the subgenre of hip hop, right? Where it's pretty much, instead of the observant, it's the participant, right? And I'm talking about selling drugs. Then you have somebody like Rick Ross talking about selling drugs. Now, I'm really a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't.
Well, I'm saying I really sold PCP every day. people would look at him and be like, well, he looks like a drug dealer because they're comparing him to Miami Vice drug dealers, or his name is Rick Ross, or he raps about knowing Noriega. And it's like, well, if you're a real drug dealer, Glasses, why you don't wear suits? It's like, don't nobody. And then it hit me like, they have the ability to create a world. Mm-hmm. When you like us, you have to tell the truth. Rick Ross can make a skit on his album like, I got $98 million in a Bank of America bank account. If you know anything about money, that's for sure not true. Right? You know anything about money, that's not where it would be, right? But he can say that. And it doesn't mean nothing because he is not, he's not in the streets. If I say I got $98 million, bro, the next time I go to Crenshaw, it's going to be some shit. I better, it's certain homies. Yeah. Gee, you got 98 million? And they're right. I got 98 million? I need to buy Pluck a new truck. Yeah. Come on, man. I got to buy Moon a new lowrider. Tone, hold up. What you want? I got to start doing right. My dad, hold up. No, Pops, we can't do that. We going to do this. Yeah. Brothers, sisters. 98 million? So I was saying that a lot of gangster rappers get the ability to tell fantasy ideas. We stuck and rooted in reality. So we have to be the most honest. We have to be transparent with thoughts. We have to be brutally honest, even to the point where it offends some people. That's when I made Tupac Must Die. Like, it was a cultural revelation of morality. People just see it as this simple, oh, you just said Tupac's name. It's like, bro, took me like 3 years to come up with this idea. To them, it's like, well, he just said a name. It's like, no, nigga, this is really me thinking of how can I add something to the culture. Snoop and them been doing what I've been doing for 30 years. They showed you everything you can know about fashion. They showed you everything you can know about style, cuisine, everything. Nothing's changed.
So
Nothing's changed.
Tupac Must Die. You're looking through the eyes of Orlando Anderson, right?
Sure. Yeah, the
now,
alleged guy.
What made you come up with, let me look at it at his eyes instead of what everybody else did and looked at it through Tupac's eyes. You went like, and the backlash you must have got.
It was crazy. It was fucking interesting for sure. But it worked out because as a gang member, like, it's not unfamiliar territory.
Right.
Like, I've been Glasses low. Yeah. So this ain't nothing. These niggas been wanting to do something to me just because I was Glasses. And I'm from 7th Street. So what I realized was I was studying hip hop for about 7 years. Like, I literally left Cash Money, right? I was making too much money. Baby was probably paying me $350,000 a year. I couldn't learn. It was too much money. Like, I was too comfortable. So I stripped myself of everything and I started learning. And what I realized particularly about hip hop was the street urban perspective. And I said, what story could I talk about? And then I realized how people saw me. They saw me as a gangbanger. They saw me as somebody who was an authority figure in our culture. And I was like, okay, so I see how you see me. So now what can I give you that nobody else in the gang can give you? Because that's what makes your USP as a product, your unique selling point. So I can give you a street urban perspective of gang culture in a different light because I'm so vested in it. I know it like the back of my hand. So I felt like the story I had to tell, because I've told this story. I told the story where I got killed in it. Me and J-Rock have a song called No Sympathy. I die in it. It's the same story as Tupac Must Die. Literally retribution through assault, right? So I said, that's not working because nobody cares about the pugilists, the people involved. So what's a mainstream perspective of something that involved a gang member? It was two things: the death of Tupac Shakur or the beginning of the LA riots with the A-Trays, right there in the heart of South Central. I wrote a song for both, Any White Man Is Enough and Tupac Must Die. And Tupac Must Die just became more of something I could realize versus this one, which would have needed to be really a big, grand occasion. And I might still do it, for this one. So I knew everybody saw it. Tupac at this point is a mainstream icon. When we were younger, he was ours. Yeah. Right. He was just ours. He was actually the underdog.
Right.
He was just ours. He wasn't even Snoop.
No.
He was just ours. So that's our version of Tupac, street urban. Now the world, has a different version. It's not our version. This is like
Yeah, it's happened
This
so long
Tupac that
ago.
they have died for your sins.
Yeah, he's a god.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
He's a god.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This Tupac died for their sins. Like
Yeah.
if you 22, Tupac died for your sins. They hung him on the cross because of treachery, and one of the disciples, Suge Knight, betrayed his thoughts.
Some fool that got
You know what
shot
I'm saying?
and killed.
He was just a super dope MC that we fucked with. It was like, damn, you know what I mean? But their version of Tupac, like the real Jesus story, is different.
Right.
Jesus in real life, nobody risked their life to take him down off the cross.
Right.
Like you couldn't have loved him that much. Y'all didn't risk your life to take him down. This your Lord and Savior. And you not. If Jesus was on the cross, now I would risk my life.
Right.
If I thought God, so to me, Tupac has his brand it doesn't belong to us anymore. It belongs to the world. Tupac is of the world. Like generally, like it's a mainstream icon. It's not just ours. So when I realized those pugilists, okay, here's Tupac. Everybody cares about Tupac. He's involved in a situation that is our life and our sense of morality. I could tell y'all this. And when I shot the video, it was really a grand production. It was big. We had no business being able to pull it off. We shot in a casino. I bought a car, didn't do no mechanic work, painted it, and drove it to Vegas. Didn't do no mechanic work on it.
White Caddy.
White Caddy. I bought it and I painted.
What's up with Jose?
Feel me? Straight up.
What's up with Jose?
What's Jose?
The one with the white caddy.
And they just we drove it there and we shot it, and we shot in a casino. And we shot in the Lakewood Mall with a gun, a real gun in the 40 ounce. And we got away with shots that was no way possible we were supposed to get away with. And I knew I was supposed to do it. The last obstacle is Nip dying. You know, Nip is really my partner. And I knew everybody would mistake it or have this to say about it. Because I realized at that point people was always going to make it like disrespect. I could ask people 1,000 times, how is it disrespectful? And they can't never tell me that. They just don't like it because I guess it's like if you were able to disseminate something that, like I guess when they see it, they can understand how somebody may shoot Tupac in that situation. And that's not something people want to deal with.
Regular people don't understand.
They don't want to deal with that.
Right.
Even though if this happened to them, like I put them in that position, it was so well executed. Thank God. I don't know how me and Joker put the shit off, but they had to contend with a possibility that maybe like, damn, I understand how somebody I love could end up in this situation. And when you force people to deal with the truth or the facts, man, you finna be in for some shit.
Yeah, you got into some gangster shit.
That's what got Jesus killed. You start pointing some shit out and shit, you start chasing people out of temples and shit, shit finna get serious. So that was, it took me a long time to come up with that concept. It wasn't like, I just knew that people would care. Like, and I might do the next concept, like I said, that Any White Man I had a song done, so I might shoot that video. It's a grand video.
Do you still, go ahead.
Oh, so you were really close to Nipsey Hussle.
That's my low. It's my guy.
Now, he died in 2018, right?
It's 19, yeah.
19? Okay.
Same day I put out. Same.
So my
year I
daughter
put out that video.
wanted to, my daughter wanted to see his grave, so we went maybe about 2 months ago. He still doesn't have a headstone. Is there a reason why people don't want to? I mean, everybody knows where he's at. I mean, being who he is.
I just think I don't know. Anything I give would be speculation because I wouldn't even go to his grave site like that. Just
Maybe the family doesn't want people taking pictures with it.
That's what I think it's a fear of. I think they want him to have the opportunity to rest in peace.
Now, back with Tupac, people have, because I've spoken about it, and I tell them Tupac wasn't a gangster like that. Tupac, I believe, was obviously a great iconic rapper, but I believe that he started feeding into the whole notion of the gang lifestyle and the whole death row
Easy,
stuff.
it's so enticing,
Right, and that's why he ended up, doing the stuff that he did. 'Cause he wasn't that guy when he grew up. I mean, he didn't join death row.
He definitely had a different experience,
right?
I think when he joined Death Row, that's when he blew up. Because when he was a Digital Underground, I mean, they put him on, but he was like a grip.
I
Doing
just
sets, they put him on.
Yeah, he was a dancer.
Yeah. I think when he hit Death Row is when he blew up because the Death Row being who they are. I mean, there was nothing but superstars there, and that's what he needed.
Super gangsters over
that's
there too.
well, yeah, but that's what Tupac needed to elevate him to where he was at.
I agree. He was a star. He had success. He had some pretty cult classic films. But I agree with you when he came to Death Row. But I've said this, when he came to Death Row, he reached iconic heights, change. And again, our version of Tupac that we grew up with, that we enjoy listening to, is not this version.
No, because he was alive.
Yeah. And we really just got to enjoy the music. We got to enjoy the films.
Yes.
It was just seeing this great comeback story. This version that these kids have, again, is very much a comparison to Jesus. Like, it's that type of story.
Especially in the Mexican community, because Tupac said it wouldn't be LA without Mexicans.
And
with that,
bro,
that's it, bro.
Everybody loved them.
What fucked me up is I didn't fuck with the motherfucking culture the whole time.
But you never said it wouldn't be LA without Mexicans, glasses.
I got fucking fantastic songs with Mr. Criminals and motherfucking all kind of dope motherfuckers. And I'm from a gang that literally has many motherfuckers be like, man, you ain't Tupac, you don't fuck with Mexico. I'm like, bro, like he got one line.
He got one line.
That's it.
I like,
one bar.
I got songs with King Little G and everybody else, and the fuck is going on? And again, I get it. I love it though. I ain't gonna lie to you because it's dope. I hate that as black men, you know what I'm saying, you get celebrated when you die.
Oh,
I hate that.
unfortunately.
Muhammad Ali, you know, they hated Muhammad Ali. It's dope to watch Mike Tyson get his flowers because he got him every time.
for sure.
But think about how they did Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
Martin Luther King. Man, they wasn't fucking with none of them people.
Right.
Fuck them. You know what I mean? They wasn't fucking with them. So they died, they get their love. So it's dope, but Tupac is a peculiar situation because it is the greatest comeback story of any rapper. Maybe the second closest is Lil Wayne, but like Tupac started off as purely the underdog. Remember, he comes out before Snoop.
Yeah.
And Snoop and them just eclipse him.
Yes.
Snoop eclipsed everybody. Like, but I'm saying, so like he's like, damn, what the fuck? Like I'm preaching black empowerment and I'm trying to get motherfuckers' minds right. And I'm talking about Brandon and her baby. These niggas come out talking about fucking bitch and they the biggest shit in the world. So I know he has to be looking like, what the fuck? And so he puts out the first project. And he like, man, it's too serious. I need to make something festive. And Shock G is like, we need to get in the studio. And then they make I Get Around. And it's like, okay. Man, I remember that was my favorite Tupac song of all time for a long time. I was like, man, this shit is shit. It's festive. And then Keep Your Head Up. And he dedicates that to Natasha Hart. And I'm like, okay, Pac, we got some. Then they drop, Thug Life. And I'm like, okay, it's some cool little bangers on there. You got the homies from 40s. Okay, this cool. And he starts going through all his trials and tribulation. Snoop Dogg fighting a murder case is the #1 artist in the world. So Pac shit just started to go crazy and just do all kind of shit. And then he's in jail, and now he's fighting a rape case, and he gets shot and shit in the middle of fighting a rape case. And he's in jail, now he's in prison. He drops the #1 album in prison and shed so many tears. It's killing LA. And, Dear Mama comes out, and they got all this shit, and he's in jail. He can't get out of jail. He's like, man, these motherfuckers. And then Biggie, this is somebody he tutored. You know what I mean? He tutored in hip hop, and he comes out, he blows up. Now he's the man. And it's like, what the fuck about me? And he devises a fucking plan. He says, you know what? When I come out this motherfucker, I'm going to align myself. He mentally brought all of this shit to him. Mentally, he brought it into fruition. He got the hottest label in the country to come get him from jail. Like, he manifested that shit. And he came home and he created a war that wasn't a real war.
Yeah.
He says it in every interview. People get so mad. I'm like, bro, he says it 1,000 times. Like, if y'all thought Biggie shot me, if he thought I had something to do with him shooting me, you feel me? Y'all think he'd be breathing? But he understood what it took, and he actually succeeded before he passed away and became at the top of the food chain. He became the one. And that's the greatest comeback. It's like Rudy. You know what I'm saying? You shed fire, bro. Like,
That's right.
So, you know what I mean?
Only
Yeah, it's like the
glass
water
is gonna
boy.
be Tupac in the same sense,
It's like the
man.
water boy, you feel me? Like y'all, it was all a joke. Now I'm out of jail and I'm fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And shit ain't funny no more. So we got to see that in real
Yes,
time.
sir.
They never got to see that. To them, Tupac was the biggest rapper the first day.
Right.
If you was born after 1998, you think Tupac was the shit from Brenda's Got. You actually thought niggas played Brenda's Got a Baby. You don't realize none of us was fucking with that shit.
You're right.
We wasn't fucking with
The
pop
comment
shit
section's
till
gonna beat
strict.
him up again on this part too.
Oh, they gonna be on my ass. But it's true and y'all know it's true.
Yeah.
When I Get Around came out, we was like, oh, this
that
motherfucker right here.
Yeah,
we
Everybody
fucking with
gets
that.
around. I see fools start getting tattoos. I get around. Like,
Low key, a Beast Boy song.
Yep.
Really?
Beast Boy, think about that.
Oh shit, that's
round,
true.
round, round, I get
I get around. Oh shit.
Pac a
That's
brilliant
good one,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, Hey,
I
so
don't know.
do you believe, and I kind of do with your whole career, that you get shadow banned for speaking the way you do and not being like so mainstream?
So initially, I just think I wasn't really smart. Like I didn't deserve a record deal. Like God really saved my life. He's like, I'm just save your life. But I didn't deserve a record deal because I didn't know nothing about hip hop. I was just a product.
Okay.
Now as I started learning it and as I start speaking, then yeah, I got to deal with some shit. I mean, my YouTube was shadow banned for a while. It was fucked up. You know what I mean? People complaining. It's like, who is this motherfucker going around here preaching his truth? You know what I'm saying? This ain't cool. So I was cool with it though. I never need more than $1 million a year anyway. Who needs 10 million? I just need 1 million. $100,000 a month. Feel me? And I get to keep my soul intact and I get to keep my voice. Yeah. What I'm gonna do with that anyway?
Right. Go crazy.
Feel me? What more can you do with $90,000 a month than you could do with $1 million a month? It's the same fucking money. What, I'm gonna get 3 of the same cars?
All right, so I'm gonna give you 4 rappers right now. All right, and after that we're gonna take a break, and then we'll discuss some other stuff.
Sure.
Eminem, what's the first thing that pops to your head?
I just don't give a fuck. Him in that trailer park choking out his grandmother. Like, that shit was like true white people shit. I was like, who is this white man? It was on the box. I was cutting it off.
The box.
Look, 7th Street Watch. I'm chopping up rocks on the spot. That's how fucked up funny this is, right? It's horrible memory, but it's dope to me. But I'm chopping up rocks. I'm breaking on that quarter piece, putting it on the tray, in that motherfucker. And there's somebody typing that number. I think it was like 327 or something. I look. That motherfucker came on, welcome. And he just in there. He's sitting in a wading pool in a trailer park. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And just come on. He come in there, little kid come, drink his mother drink. Grandmama slap him upside his head. I'm like, what is going on? He come back and he grown and he start choking his grandma. I was like, man, this is some white people shit. That shit dropped. Slim Shady, brain dead like Jan Brady. I'm an M80. You little like that Kim lady. I'm dirty, dozen, naughty, rotten rhymer. Cursing at you players worse than Marty Schottenheimer. You whacking in. I was like, this motherfucker is incredible. Who is this white man?
Slim Shady, baby.
And he gave you everything you thought of an urban street white person.
Yeah.
In his trailer park and shit, and that wide pool looking crazy. I was like, this. I knew he was special.
Great answer. Drake.
Madonna.
Madonna.
Because I compare what they do musically as exactly the same. Okay. So you know who Madonna is.
Yes.
See, everybody hear Madonna think of a white woman. We actually know. Y'all a little older than me, but y'all know Madonna for real. Of course. And Madonna used to go around and use everybody's sounds and make jams and shit. That's what Drake does. I always see them doing the exact same thing the more I studied.
Yeah, Madonna was just a great performer. Wasn't a great singer at all. Yeah. It was just
that's Drake.
Yeah, okay.
And Drake is like the same way with records. You be like, man, that motherfucker jamming though.
Okay, Pac.
Unconditional Love. That's what I think of first.
Okay.
This song called Unconditional Love is my favorite song, and I just felt like he rapped with so much heart. I just love that shit. Okay. What's funny is like I'm not a fanatic of no human being, but like I love Pac's music. Like I've always loved it. I think it's brilliant.
How about between Pac and Biggie?
Shit, I don't know. These niggas is crazy. Like think of them together.
Because there's some gangster shit Biggie got, man.
No, Pac for sure. Pac for sure. But I enjoy. The thing is, I never took part in that West Coast East Coast beat. Mm-hmm. It never really made sense to me. I was like,
I was banging.
You're West Coast.
I was West Coast.
What's funny is everybody else was. I noticed it. I'd be like, bro, why are we?
This is 96. I'm 21 years old. I'm with the strap in my hand. Like, let's get it.
He was like, fuck that shit. Yeah, no. Right. You know, it didn't hit me so much like that until West Side Connection.
Oh, the West Side Connection.
At first, it was like, when I watched Pac, and I was like, then he had like Method Man and Redman on his songs. I was like, yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm not fucking with this. And then they came out dissing the media. I was like, okay, whatever. Fuck, W's up.
That was a great fucking album.
Yeah, I like both of their music. I got to play both of their music. I did not have to choose. They wasn't even finna fight. The hell I'm choosing sides for? Them motherfuckers seen each other multiple times and didn't pinch each other. So I'm not fucking with that.
It was all for the viewers, baby.
Yeah, it's all back then.
There you go, back then.
Them motherfuckers seen each other at the Soul Train. Was like, "What's up, fool?" You see the movie? "What's up, fool? What's up, nigga? What's up, bro? Y'all right there."
I thought Glass was gonna bail on us today. I was gonna bang on him today. We're gonna start drama. I think came from no jump. I was like, this. All right, last one, Snoop.
Oh, the greatest hip hop artist of all time.
Man, there you go.
No, there's no
I got
such
one.
thing. It's a cultural phenomenon.
What you got? You got one more. We'll take a break.
Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley,
I
huh?
just watched this movie. That's why.
Classical say
Yeah, he don't
racist
even
white
know.
man.
Yeah, right.
Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a small break, pay some bills here with some commercials, and we're gonna get a Glasses of Malone song, and then after that, we're gonna get another mic over here. We're gonna speak a little bit about Tyga and the whole Tyga situation, Glass, because this kind of what's got the ball rolling of us having these conversations, which is a good thing. And we back rocking and rolling. All right, so introduce your homie over here.
It's my boy Joey Westside from the LA Giants, man.
What's happening, American Cholo? What's cracking?
Oh man, you know it, man. That's what's up. So
Appreciate being here.
oh man, no man, thank you guys, man. I seriously, I appreciate you guys coming through and having these conversations, man.
Yeah, it's dope.
So let's just jump right into this, man. You know, the whole thing with
That's a really good song, though.
which that one right
That
there.
BDP song, yeah.
Oh, that's one of the best songs ever.
I'm
That's,
glad. See, I be knowing sometimes when motherfuckers get it, man.
Boogie Down Production, baby,
Feel
love's gonna
me?
get you. One of
Love's
the
gonna
one of the
get you.
most gangster songs ever. that
Ever
motherfuckers
in
don't even
life.
know about.
Yeah, they
that's the
sleep on
crazy
that.
part. No, and you hear the whole lyrics like,
Yeah.
dude, come on, what the fuck am I supposed to do, right?
Yeah, and the beat.
That one a lot.
And the beat and his own homies got about to get him. It's the game. It's
the
game, homie. It's the game.
Yeah, I like
All right, let's
that.
see. Make sure homie's in the screen. You want to pull over this for a little bit? Well, just hit these two cameras, Chris.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, okay, for sure. So let's do this. The first part of it is I want to say this. When I brought up the Tiger situation, I never intended and still did not, I believe, ever make it as it's an African American thing. It's
Yeah, sure.
Tiger's a black guy and he's attacking us because there's
Sure.
a lot of there is a good number of African Americans that did feel that I was attacking them, and I get that a lot of people, and I tell them, listen, I'm just speaking up for what I feel is wrong, and whether he's Asian, whether he's Jamaican, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's part of the industry of hip hop, and hip hop is mostly not ran. I'm not gonna say ran whatsoever.
Obviously.
Influenced
Sure.
and got the most like successful are African Americans.
Sure.
So when I call that out, it's just calling out the industry as a whole. So I want to get your guys' take individually. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys even hear about it? Even did it even come into your mind before it actually started getting so much traction of people getting upset about
I
it?
knew the backlash was coming.
Oh, you know that
I
you
knew
felt
the
it?
backlash was coming. Yeah, because when him and YG did the Loco song, people had a problem with that too. And I honestly think I don't think he was trying to be racist or anything like that. I heard a lot of people say that. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I heard a few Hispanics and all that come out and have a problem with it. I'm like, as soon as I seen it though, I said they about to get him because they did that last time. And I think he just was trying to create another. I think he was reaching for another, some attention and another hit,
Right.
Because the Loco one did good. So that's just kind of how I looked at it, like just another opportunity and him trying to like create some type of
Buzz
with a record.
right. What do you think?
I told Means, Eddie Means at Alcatraz.
Hey, Chris, we get a
The
chance let's
first-
switch to that other lens, yeah, because that one's a little bit dark.
The first time when that first run of songs happened, it's like, yo, y'all got to say something right now
Right.
because this is going to be something. And it's actually a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I think people attempted, but the songs weren't as good. But I told them at the very first one, I was like, y'all should say something because this is kind of looking weird. And
You know what would probably work better? I'm sorry. Put that one on them, the GoPro, and then you can put the other one on this one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so I think I thought they should have probably said something a while ago. That's the most important part. I think they should have said something a long time ago because, again, regardless of and Tiger's somebody I fuck with. You know what I mean? I've done music with Tiger, really good young dude. You know what I mean? But culturally unaware at that point.
Right.
So then whatever you could do could come across a little too mainstream. And let's be honest, if white people do it, we just don't give a fuck. But when one of us do it, we expect each other to know better. We're supposed to know exactly a lot more of our culture and be tuned in.
Right. But I think if it was the other way around and a white person did it towards an African American, I think there'll be uproar.
They do it all the time.
I think it was so disrespectful. I think it was the whole song was disrespectful. I mean, the mariachi outfit. I mean, he wore it so disrespectful. That outfit embeds in our culture way deep and way far.
You know what's
for him to wear it like with it open, sagging. You know, like I just think it was worn because when Big Boy did it with Chente, he did. He came out.
He knows,
humble,
but it's different. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
I was having this. This is what Alcatraz was talking about earlier. I was having this conversation with him earlier about how people see things culturally and how things could be parodies, right? We was looking at an artist today, and I thought he was a little dope artist. Right. I liked his sound. He's from Northeast LA. Really dope little dude. But he was rapping, and he was the way he was talking, the way he was moving. I could tell he had been watching rappers on television or on Instagram, right?
Certain lower his mic down a little bit.
Certain black rappers, right? I could see he had been watching them. So no matter what he does, because it's not culturally invested in what you do every day, it's going to look like a parody. I think that's what's happening. Like I think like even with the first song, like YG, right? The first song, Go Loco, right? I think it's fine when if you could tell YG from Paramount in Compton, so he's heavily influenced by Mexico. But the problem is, once you dip in that mariachi, that shit ain't our shit. Yeah, that's not something. So you don't really quite understand culturally what that is. Right. YG could wear high socks, hard bottoms. You could see 1,000 styles he get from cholos.
Yes, yeah.
But that mariachi shit is different.
Yeah. It's a different history with that.
And that's why. To me, I was so frustrated because some people would say, well, Gil, why didn't you say this? I'm like, go back to the videos. I definitely made a video on YG, and I never sat there. Any video I made, I never sat there and disrespect any of them, right? With the YG one, I said the same thing. I said, YG, I don't take it as full-blown like anything. No,
because you could see it's handled with a care.
Yeah, you could see the flavor.
And I think even in that video, until they got to the mariachi scene, that's when it started being like, because again, like, you got to think, like, even when I grew up with certain homies, that's not something that they even rocked with. That's serious, their parent shit. Yes. So then when you look at it, you like, how does
when you seen like
how do you make yourself into that?
I don't think the problem is let's say brothers wearing it because
obviously we've been influenced each other culturally,
respectfully. But Tiger, he didn't wear it respectfully.
I think it added to it. Okay, so what I was getting at is you got the YG one. And people heard it. Obviously, people heard a little bit of backlash.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm thinking all this time, what's the name was part of that? Tiger, right? Mm-hmm. With the K Loco one, right? Yeah. So he had to hear something, unless these guys are so tone deaf up there that they think they're so high and mighty, or they're way up there that they don't hear.
They know because I know them.
Yeah. So that's one part of it. Then you had Blueface one was just garbage, the carne asada one, right? Sure. That was two. So I'm like, all right, they heard that as well. This is what I personally believe. I believe that Tyga thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a little bit of backlash, which is going to cause more views because it's going to cause a little controversy, but it's going to be very small and it's not going to get off the ground. And I think that was what they were saying. Like, all right, because he already had heard stuff from the Que Loco one. He had to have. He had heard stuff from the Carne Asada one.
Sure, I can see how you say that. Yeah, I can see how you say that. Yeah,
I can see that. I forgot at one point it started being like songs like that.
It was about 5 of them. It was about 4 of them that was big. From uno, dos, tres.
Right.
Uno, dos, no tres.
And what people are too, a lot of new rappers too, when they see stuff get popular, immediately they try to just regurgitate it and they think it's this is successful.
I agree. That actually makes sense. I agree. I thought he did. I don't think he thought that it would be seen as disrespectful because they already did it, but he didn't realize YG is different. You could see it's a handle with care. You could see a true influence consistently. Yes. Versus Tiger. Tiger is a pop star. Right. And that's kind of why it could be handled without as much care. So it's a tough out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think.
Do I think he did it to be?
No.
Yeah, asshole. No.
I thought he racist. No.
I agree with you. I thought
not
that actually makes sense.
Not at all.
He might have thought it was going to be the same type of backlash.
Yeah, but I'll take it. It'll be okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I can use
totally
it to.
Two different videos,
but see, he's not.
This was a little more cartoonish and
So he might even thought like my shit is funnier, so they ain't gonna take it serious.
Putting sauce on somebody's toes. Come on.
But it wasn't even that. I mean, like
The rain and nachos.
YG did his thing. He's doing his dance. At the end, YG stuff was not that disrespectful. I didn't
No.
take it
Out
that
of the
way.
culture in the
Yeah,
video.
he had
He
the
made
homies
sure
there.
they were there.
I didn't take that, but it was just a little more.
I get it.
A little
It was
more.
pop.
It-
It was done the way a white person would do.
it was in a way a white person.
way to say it,
But
man.
when I see the
The
tortillas
nachos rated
raining,
and shit.
and I again I use the African American experience.
Sure.
That way people can see more.
Hey, who-
Imagine watermelons falling down.
So think about who
Like,
the
what the
director
hell is
is,
this? Like,
because
yeah.
you know he didn't come up with this shit. So who is the director
It was
that
a white
fucked
guy.
him?
It was a white guy. No, yeah,
I knew it was a white man in the
I
background.
haven't called him out yet.
Don't call him out because you gotta. Tell me who he is so I can get you to it.
I'm waiting.
Tell me who he is so I can get you to it so you can talk to
Who it
him.
was.
Like I say, there's
When you
some-
figure out who he is, tell me who he is. I'll
Okay,
get you to
There's
it.
a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. That's why I'm not gonna call him out yet. So we're gonna see what happens this week. Something's supposed to happen this week.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't, then I'm gonna call these guys out and I'll
Sure.
be like, hey, dude, this is the white guy who directed it. This is the guy because they
The
need to be held
nacho
accountable.
man. That's who was the white man.
The
Come
white
back
people
there.
don't give a
The white people like,
They don't-
no,
they
I can see them
fuck.
selling Tiger on the script. Hey Tiger, look on this part. You're gonna rain nachos.
Yeah, what?
And he's probably looking like,
What are you thinking, bro?
Bro,
It was real
because
parody.
you're
It was
not
real, like-
Tiger is a pop star, and it's weird because you see him as this black person, and it's like Tiger is a real pop star. He's a pop star from the first day I met him. He's aware culturally, but he's not cultural. He's
He ain't
different.
Really, he ain't really the culture.
Yeah, like he.
We
like,
don't look like we.
We don't. Yeah, Tiger's the homie.
He one of us, but he ain't one of us. Honestly,
I ain't finna throw him. Look how he
Hey, Tiger's like how some of us, I know some people be like, hey, Gil, I'm Mexican, but I'm whitewashed, bro. I'm not even going to try to front, like that.
And
But not in a bad way.
Tiger is just,
He mainstream. Like
he's just super mainstream. So but I could see them. That's funny. I knew it was a white man. It's like, look, it's going to rain nachos.
Yeah.
Tiger's like, oh, this
I had all
shit.
that.
Yeah.
What
We
does
could put a
that
fat
mean?
Mexican
What is
in an
Canal-
Impala.
What is that? What is that?
Oh,
what does that word
Caramba
mean?
just means like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And it wasn't, okay. It wasn't even
Yeah, that's
the word.
Bart Simpson.
No,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
it wasn't even the words.
Yeah.
Tiger can literally get that same song.
Sure, as a song.
Do it. To me, this is what I would feel like. All right, you apologize, not saying that you apologize, Tiger, and just say, you know what, I was tone deaf, man. I didn't. Thank you for the learning experience.
Now I'm going to
right?
shoot a better video.
Now I'm gonna shoot a better video.
Get YG
and I'm gonna
people.
Get, and I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna get YG to direct
No,
it.
and I'm gonna get one of the homies on because I keep hearing this. I keep hearing whether it's YG, whether it's anybody who has controversy, we're paying homage to your people. Okay, well, we're done. Fuck the homage. Put more of us on.
We're
homie.
tangible, sure.
There's plenty of homies
Give
out
us
there.
a 16.
There's plenty of homies out there that can rap.
Sure.
But so stop telling me I'm paying homage to you, homie. I'm paying.
With
fuck
the
your
fallen
homage.
nachos.
Put me on, homie. That's all we're saying.
With
But
the fallen nachos.
no,
That's
with
how
no
much-
nachos. Nah. Hey, you're gonna see American Cholo. I caramba with the nachos like this. Sell out, motherfucker.
I saw that. I was looking in the comments. I was looking in the
forgot
comments
about
and
that
shit.
part, man.
Yeah.
I was looking in the comments. Somebody said, "Glasses. Imagine if it was fried chicken for us."
Yeah.
They gonna bring all that up. You gonna bring all that up?
said,
We a trip. We a trip. I ain't gonna lie. We emotional too. Like you do anything, we tripping.
And but as you should to a certain point because
nachos. It's fried chicken. I could
gonna
imagine.
trip.
yeah,
We
it,
gonna
no,
trip.
no. It would have been watermelon falling down. All right,
The kernel,
bucket,
bro.
The bucket he was eating chips would have been a bunch of fried chicken, and you're there.
Eating
and
it. All niggas would have been hot.
Yes, that's
We
what.
What the
take
fuck?
We take everything.
But you know what's
personal.
funny? This is what's funny though, and I try to tell. I used to tell Alcatraz and Means that I'm like, sometimes we look at certain rappers and be like, we know you're a parody even when you dead serious.
Right.
That's another problem. And I was trying to explain this to him this morning. I'm like, you got to understand, we could see culturally what's wrong. Like, we saw that video was like,
Oh shit.
bro, why is it?
Why you doing
know what I mean? Like, the song was
became
jamming. We thought the song is jamming. Like, oh, the song is catchy. But I'm like, I remember hitting him like, this finna be bad, dog. It's gonna be bad, bro.
Immediately. I
It's
said
gonna be
right.
bad.
I said it's
and
coming.
so
It's
I was
coming.
telling him, like, we see it in everything. We see it like if somebody crippin' look weird, we like, bro, you're a fucking you're a parody of it. So we're notoriously good at catching
like that.
people
Yeah.
appropriating. So
But it's like nobody could have told. Does he have that many yes men that nobody could tell? Hey man,
man,
this ain't working, homie.
you know what's funny? Think about how much success in his cast changed. Like 4 years ago, Tiger was around nothing but Hoovers,
Right.
and they would have been like, yeah, no. Like T-Rail and them, they're like, no. You know, T-Rail at No Jumper used to pretty much, you know, help Tiger with everything, ran and everything. Shout out to homie Rail, but he'd have been like, no. He'd have been like, hell no, because, you know, he out the 50, so he knows. But Tiger is such a mainstream success, a pop sensation, that it's hard to keep rooted down where you need to be to understand why that shit would look crazy. Now, Glasses was there, I'm like, bro, you can't do this. This is not gonna work out because, bro, it's raining. Like, what do you think you're doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't get it. I don't know what that white director was thinking, brother.
Yeah, I actually know what he was thinking. I know it, and I know it was his idea. He was like, look, see, with Go Loco, see, we're gonna top that.
We'll get a little
We're gonna get you. You're gonna be a cholo suit. Gonna be the worst looking cholo ever. We're gonna have a girl here. She's gonna bring you a dish, a plate of. Was it tacos? And it's going to be raining nachos. He was like, you know what? It's going to be better than Go Loco? Yes. All right. Feel me? And it's like, but again, it speaks to YG and how culturally sound he is. Right. As far as LA culture goes, to where it's a difference when Tiger does it by himself.
But Tiger grew up in Gardena, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, there's Mexicans in Gardena.
They said he grew up in the Asian part of Gardena.
Yes,
that's what I heard.
Tiger for sure I heard grew up in Gardena, but again, Gardena ain't like growing up where we from. Mm-hmm. Gardena got some Mexicans, but they're not like really.
Right.
Not like back then either. Not like where you come.
On the block,
like I've been eating ceviche since I was 6.
Yeah.
Feel me? It's just different.
You see him,
yeah, it's like you just.
Inseparable.
Yeah, I've been eating ceviche forever. Like octopus ceviche. Nobody eats octopus, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
So they always go
feel me? The donut man, Tony. Like you just. Yeah. I don't think that's his experience, but I think it's obvious it's not culturally rooted.
Right. No.
It's obvious. No. It's not like he's aware and he's like. That's the thing. Do I think he's aware and was like, oh, I'm gonna just do it? No. I think somebody sold him on.
No, but I think they knew there was a little controversy.
Like Go Loco.
And
it was like, oh yeah, we could get another gold record.
And it did. It helped his numbers like a motherfucker. I think that's the biggest one he's gotten in years as far as views on his channel.
But I think it stifled the record. And I think it hurt the record because the record actually is catchy, but the video made it to where a lot of stations is like, they like,
just too much corn.
Too much tortillas, too much corn.
Corny.
Oh, corny. Oh, yeah, that too.
It's too
corn tortillas coming down.
No, it's too much. It's corny.
It's too much corn on that one. It's and Tiger is super, like again, Tiger's a super dope artist when it comes to making records. Like he understands how things need to flow, but I know that direct, and I don't want to take blame off him because you got to be more relevant in society and accountable. Yeah, but I know how that white man sold it to him because I know how you would sell it. It's like, you remember Go Loco, right? You guys got a platinum record off that. Look at this video. It's going to rain tortillas. And nobody was there like, and nobody was there like, bro.
He ain't got no T-Rails next to him.
Yeah, T-Rail not there right now. T-Rail would have been like, bro.
They going to mess the money up until the side.
He just wouldn't. T-Rail wouldn't let him do it. T-Rail would have been like, "Nah, don't do that. That don't even seem." You got to know what's cool because I would have saw it.
Say he's gonna be tripping on you, cuz.
Which I don't even think I would have told him that as much as I'd have been like, "This is not really cool." It's not really cool.
And also, listen, this has zero to do with brown and black because some people thought that it was that. For the most part, most brothers that I like, not the comment section, those are people you don't fucking know. But people like yourselves that I tapped into, other people, we've had the conversation, and after we get off the phone, like, you know what, Gil, I see what you're saying. Because at first, like, you know, I thought you were trying to attack us. I thought, nah, homie,
it'd be emotional response.
Yeah, it's the emotion. It's nothing to do with that, brother. I just like I said,
it's obvious. You use correct words.
Yeah, I use that experience. That way, you guys can feel what the fuck we're feeling. And that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to send a message. Not to just Tiger, but to the industry as a whole, that we're done being mocked. We're done being the butt of all jokes, you know. And hopefully, eventually, the sleeping giant that's brown people will wake up and say, hey, dude, look how much noise we can make if we really get together and start fucking fighting for what's just. We're not going to sit here and cry about every single thing. But when it comes to stuff like this is what I got to say.
It's obvious.
Tiger, make an apology. And take that video down. Taking that video down, we'll let you know. We'll let you know that all right. I do apologize because if he comes out and apologizes and that video stays up, it's bullshit apology.
Sure.
Am I wrong for saying that?
No, you're not wrong for saying that.
It'll be a bullshit apology. It'll be like, well, I'm sorry, this and that. I was tone deaf, but the video stays up so I can make some money off it.
I'm definitely interested in it because Tiger's a really good dude.
I can see that.
And I'm interested to see if he's going to do kind of theoretically what we all know is the right thing to do. If he's going to
step up to the plate.
Yeah, and just be like, blah, 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 I'm going to shoot it again, and I'm going to do this. Because it could be actually a great press move for him, too, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
It could be like a super dope press move.
It could be a super dope press move. And also, like I said, the great thing that came out of this is the conversation we're fucking finally having on a lot of platforms. And I saw him, they started talking about a No Jumper, which is great because it's a huge platform, you know? And there is a lot of African Americans that follow that platform. So they're kind of finally hearing it. And they're hearing it from somebody else, not us, because a lot of times when they hear it from the American Cholo,
he's just being racist.
Yeah, he just
just write it off.
That's what they write it off with, but it's not that bad.
No, it's obvious.
It's communication.
Yeah, we easily offended.
Yeah, it's been a rough ride over this motherfucker. It's been a rough ride, but no, the reality is you're right. But it's funny. The more I think about it, I can see because I know how they would sell me stuff. I know.
So you see the background.
I remember they asked me to do some crazy shit. Yeah, they was like, "Glasses, so you can wear a dress, bro."
Dre wore a dress.
They for sure would tell you that. All the great ones wore a dress, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
All the great ones
wore a
dress.
Bro, Martin, bro.
Martin, that's not right.
Show me a Crip in the dress. I'm not. So I know how they sold it. They literally, you're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. They thought go local. It's like, okay, we're gonna double down on that idea, and it was like, yeah, this too far.
All you gotta do is tap in with him, man. When he would have just embraced him a little more and been a little more thoughtful. But
I would imagine Tiger has Mexican friends. I don't think that's.
No, I heard most of his guys on his team were Mexican.
Yeah. But again, it depends.
It's a lot of yes men though.
Yeah, but are you like a Mexican, or are you like a?
Are they Mexican Cholo?
Yeah, I don't think they're American Cholo, homeboy.
Are they like
American?
Are you just but this is something Traz was saying to you about that. Like I used to be on them real tough. I'm like, bro, like culturally, y'all have to represent in hip hop. That's something I really think that's not understood really well. That the reason Cholo rap has always been so successful is the most flavorful cultural thing when it comes to Mexican rap. You get a full cultural experience: fashion, cuisine, lingo, conversation. Lil Rob Summer Nights, I mean, I don't think he gets enough credit, but look how he represents. Like, you could see it. It don't look like nothing we doing.
Right.
And I was always telling them, if it looked like something we doing, just don't look like shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's our problem, though. We don't support our own.
What's funny is, in everything else in life except rap, I mean, you can go to any taco stand on any corner and it's gonna be patronized at the highest level.
But we go and say, "Oh, are you from a neighborhood?" No. And then we discredit him. Like, how you gonna speak on the life if you're not even a gangster or you ain't from a neighborhood?
And I tried something. Look at Dr. Dre. If Dr. Dre was a Mexican, there would be no Dr. Dre because we would have knocked him down. That's what we did to Kid Frost. That's what we do. And this is another one I tell people. This one hurts their feelings. If Tupac was a Mexican, Tupac would be PC. Tupac would be Leva because Tupac is a convicted sexual predator.
Sure, they wouldn't even look at the facts. They'd be like, fuck that, he's out.
Fuck the facts and everything.
Yeah.
That's
they
what
don't
it
fuck
is.
around. One thing that I give the culture credit, dog, they not fucking with none of that shit. That's out.
Yeah, so
that's why I know even today, like we talk about music and all the time, like even with the Cortez record and all that, we talk about how much support we get from like, you know, the Hispanic community, and they are like when they don't like a lot of this new shit. Like when I'm at work with them and all that, they be
prideless. It's flavorless.
Like, man,
like,
what the fuck is this shit they doing and all that, man?
I see them trying to like Blueface, the homie emoji, homies Looney and them. They be trying to like Blueface and be like, gee, I just can't get it.
Easy Snoop and Pac in the game, and they like turn that shit off. We not trying to hear it.
It just got to be flavor.
That's
got to be flavor. I tell them what I say is, and this is what I tell a lot of. I told CNG this. I told it's the kid. They got a little thing going on right now.
Who?
CNG and Crook.
oh yeah, they're beefing or somebody not following.
I hope they're not beefing. I think they're just CNG and Crook, two of the young homies. They some cool both dudes, but they like something happened stupid. But that's
what
not
I heard. I heard they were one didn't follow one another, and all of a sudden they're beefing, talking shit to one another.
Fuck that. But
not following.
it's just the young dudes, shit going on. That's what I was just saying. I was when she was telling me at No Jumper, she was like, yeah, so it's not a big deal that Tiffany had and stuff. I was like, what the fuck do I fucking who the fuck follows me? Right. But again, I guess in the world that means something. But what I think is important culturally is cooking out of your mom's cabinets. Like, we don't give enough credit to that. Like, when Dre and them cooked out their mom's cabinet, Leon Haywood, I Want to Do Something Freaky to You, is a sample that they used to make Nothing But a G thing. That's out his mom's cabinet. Feel me? Knee Deep, that they used to make Fuck With Dre Day, that's out his mom's cabinet. And it's flavor and seasoning, and I think, that's what I want C&G Crook to know. If you're not cooking out of your mom's cabinet with seasoning and flavor,
that's right,
you're going to have a problem.
Right.
This shit is all about passion, tradition. We don't say it, but hip hop is actually a purposeful sale. It passes information. The reason I know who Leon Haywood is because of Dr. Dre. The reason I know about Knee Deep is because of Dr. Dre. The reason I know about Let Me Ride, which is a Mothership Connection, is because of Dr. Dre.
I forgot what Snoop song we were hearing, and Chris,
Slave.
My sound guy, was like, I was hearing the original. He's like, isn't that the Snoop song? No, that's the original. And you were like, no way.
Walking down the street, watching ladies go by watching you. Rolling down the street, smoking Indo. So you got to cook out your mom's cabinet. You got to cook out them seasoning and them flavors. And I don't think hip hop is doing a great job of that today on no level.
Now, that you brought up the C&G and Crook One, right?
Yeah. Who was two of my young favorite little dudes.
And hopefully those guys can actually communicate.
I'll be so mad at them
because it's a waste of talent. You got guys going to jail.
It's not going to be Tupac and Biggie, though.
No. Well, you never know.
Don't do that.
Man. You never know.
I'll be so mad at them.
All for not following me.
So they rap?
Yeah, they're both rappers.
Two little homies. They dope. And they both got their own little flavors.
They're dope.
Yeah.
No, they're dope, homie.
I was trying to get Crook. I've been trying to get Shaka to Crook to fuck with Crook. And I told him to fuck with Crook and C&G. Pro Club ended up getting C&G, and I told them, they hit me back like, you was right. I was like, I'm telling y'all, I could see these little two dudes forming up, and just need to be produced. I think that's their thing. They just need to be produced, not just get beats. Be produced. Somebody need to show them how to cook out your mama cabinet.
Yeah, because they got skills, but C&G also gets a lot of pushback because he's not a gang member. You know that in our community.
Well,
it's a shame, but that's what it is.
But you just got to still be street.
Well, you can still be street, but
you don't have to be a gang member.
Our thing, a lot of time, they say, like I said, if you ain't from a hood and you rap about hood stuff, it's almost like a lot of people say you a wankster, but it's not, man.
It happens in our community.
That happens in our community,
too. That's some LA
That's
shit.
Some LA shit.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because they get what? Oh, niggas don't. Oh, bro.
He from where? He ain't from.
Oh, do you know how many people that toured now? Some of my favorite rappers. Oh, gee, that nigga ain't no from over there. Yeah, bro. Why do it? What is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Ice-T from New Jersey.
Yeah, he from 60s.
He from LA.
Oh, what do you mean? That nigga from 60s.
We claiming Ice-T.
That's what I tell them. They be like, gee, this person ain't no gangbanger. This person. They had a whole thing about Snoop. Like, oh, he ain't really from the hood, bro.
His OG homies are telling him not to pull up.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. Nope, it's too late now. Yeah. I'm not, no take backs.
Oh, so you guys got the same issues we have in their side,
every time. These niggas be having problems, man. And then if you for real, they don't really want to fuck with you because then all the rappers be like, man, this nigga glasses. Like, you would think I remember the first time I met Dre and them, and Dre was like, yeah, G, I can't really fuck with no real niggas. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, and forgive me for saying it because Jay gonna be like, fucking glass. But it's like, you damned if you do or you damned if you don't. Because if you get in the business, everybody will fuck with you if they know you about your business and you're not a gangbanger. If you are a gangbanger, they not letting you in shit. They like, don't let that nigga up in here. He gonna steal everything.
Oh, man. So to meet you.
But Snoop's kind of changed. Well, yeah, Snoop actually was one of the main ones that changed that because, I mean, shit, you had Snoop fucking throwing up the crib up at the Super Bowl. I'm like, damn, this is super mainstream, my boy.
And that's what somebody asked me why I thought he was the greatest hip hop artist ever. Yeah. Do I think he's the best MC? That's not what I said. He's the greatest hip hop.
It's like saying a prize fighter and a boxer. He's the greatest prize fighter.
Like Oscar Julio Cesar Chavez might be the greatest Mexican fighter. Right. But then Oscar De La Hoya is on another motherfucking level and out of this world with this shit. So Snoop is the greatest hip hop artist ever. I mean, culturally, there's never been a greater phenomenon. Death Row is the greatest renaissance in all of arts. There's never been one that's more influential than what Death Row was able to do to the whole world.
Yes. Yep. But they ran it like a fucking hood instead of running like a CEO business, man.
But that's why you get it for the little time you do, and it's over. It couldn't have been it.
How old was Suge at that time, man?
Probably about 27.
Is that how old he was?
27.
With power, with money, with bitches, with
everything.
That's why
every gangster's dream.
Hey, they do that to him. Gee, Snoop ain't, Suge ain't really from the hood, bro. Yes, he is. Y'all finna stop ruining my life by telling me these people ain't who they are.
Right.
Yes, he is from the mob. He is from the mob, and y'all can't tell me. You can't take it back.
Going every detail.
Yeah, we know he ain't did this, that,
You gotta find some spot in the guy.
It'll just start getting real weird.
But he was a bully. He was a bully.
But you have to bully this industry, and that's something that we
he
don't
was bullying his own
understand.
artist.
No, but that's not true. That's bullshit. I'm not letting him have
I've seen
that.
the movie, man.
Yeah,
See, that's the problem, too.
he had Vanilla Ice. He had Vanilla Ice over the fucking
But Vanilla Ice.
That video with Suge was dancing with that girl
had her
choking her
neck.
to sleep.
But that's a big old gangster nigga. But no, listen. I literally just did a conversation. I was just talking to Suge G about this whole. No, for real. Suge literally. I would love for a day where Snoop, Das, and Corrupt really let y'all know how great of a guy Suge was. I think they ended fucked up and they had their problems, but if they're really honest, like they will tell you like no exec took care of black artists better than Suge Knight. Suge Knight fought them people for every dime. Like Vanilla Ice, people always talk about that story, but he stole publishing and writer's credit from a brother from out this way.
Yeah, I've seen that, yes.
Right? This is a real story. And come to find out, they didn't get. He had to sue him to still get it back, but he was going to get back what was somebody else's. When he was on Interscope, he was making sure they got their money. Remember, he kept Snoop out of jail.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
Yep.
Millions. You see, when Interscope left Pac in jail, they just left him there. That motherfucker album was double platinum. He was in jail still. They was like,
Yeah, white man said, we ain't fucking
you
with you.
on your own.
Yeah, we ain't fucking with
This
you.
crime right here.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying? Like, they just left me double platinum. They like, yeah, well,
don't
you
give
owe
a
your
fuck,
own.
man.
Suge goes and get the motherfucker, spends all the money, signs for it, owes the money, make sure he got money when he come home, giving him 6-figure stipends. They give him the best music. California Love was a finished song.
Explain what it to the
A stipend. So what happens is,
man, that shit crazy.
the way the music industry works, right, and this is personal experience at the highest level and conversations, right, is royalty rates. So let's say your royalty rate as a new artist at that time was 50 cents.
Okay.
They spend every dime. They give you some money, they spend every dime, they hire everybody to market, but it's as a loan. They loan you the money. So here goes $2.5 million. We're gonna loan it to you. We're gonna hire the staff to make sure you can do. We're gonna pay everybody you need to pay to make music. Here goes some money to take care of yourself. You owe us this money back, this $2.5 million. So at 50 cents, you need to sell $5 million to actually break even. But they're loaning you all the money.
Yeah.
You have no risk. You can actually get more. Risk your money. Right? So they were still so successful, but they wouldn't have recouped. So instead of him saying, hey, you know what? Y'all haven't recouped. Y'all got to figure it out. I'm going to make sure you have $100,000 a month. Fuck your recoup. It's $100,000 a month. That's what he was giving Snoop. Snoop said it before. He's honest. Suge told me this. They've been honest. Pac was getting $100,000 a month. He had just spent multiple millions of dollars he signed for to get him out of jail. They made them give them the best records. Daz talks about all of those records were done. Mind Made Up is done. California Love is a finished songs. They give them all to Tupac. Here, these for your project.
Really?
Yeah, and Suge just gets a crappy reputation. And I'm sure he did crappy things to deserve some of it, but man, he did really great things for people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think...
And that was a good brother, too. He ran over. That was fucked up. Terry was cool as hell.
Close the door. I think that it was so fast, so much money, so much power. The gang politics also played a lot into it. And I'm sure Suge was paying him a lot of money, but at the end, he pretty much, I think, didn't he have all the royalties, everything assigned to him, and none of them own their own masters or anything?
Yeah, but if somebody's spending $4 million to make your project, you ain't got no business owning no masters in the first place.
Yeah, but that also sounds like what Interscope says about every other African American rapper that goes in there. Hey, I'm putting up with the money. Well, I'm giving you $100,000 a month. So Suge was just Interscope, but he was Suge.
Yeah, but I don't. That's good business. Shit, you can't. If you buy a house You can't be like, well, the house costs $400,000. I'm only gonna give you $400,000. No, you finna give us $1.2 million.
At the end.
Right.
Feel me? That's how loans work. Loans work with interest, and theirs is a very much a high value loan. There's no collateral. The closest collateral could be.
It start making a lot more sense.
Death Row should have been, even now, the biggest.
But
the biggest fucking company in hip hop.
It virtually, Gil, it's impossible.
It was impossible.
It's not. It's too much of a cultural revolution that was rooted in a violent, destructive.
Oh yes, that was the heart of the '90s, baby.
Feel me? That was a violent, destructive. So how could it possibly last when nothing else about it lasts?
Hearing about this shit.
Yeah.
I ain't supposed to know about this shit.
Imagine me having a few million back then.
What?
Forget about it.
Hold the fuck
The block would have been like,
yeah, the fuck. What they say? What the motherfuckers say? My album was weak. I'm gonna shoot these motherfuckers today.
Yeah,
Fuck, they think is going on.
it would have been, yeah.
Think about you 27, this motherfucker
it would've been
27,
done,
28, or 29 with all that
Trying to
money.
imagine it, like,
Yeah,
man,
that's
dudes,
insane.
Think about it. They come out with the Chronic. The Chronic sells 3 million.
Oh, huge.
Right? So your cut is only at best $2.50. That's at best. Because they're not spending their money to market.
Right.
Right? So let's say that's 7.5 million, right? 7.5 million bucks, 6 million, whatever it is, $7 million, whatever, right? Whatever they cut is. Doggy Style comes out. Mind you, they're spending money to market this. Doggy Style comes out. It sells 4 or 5 million. So now you millions up. Yet your artist really hasn't recouped. It's almost virtually impossible for them to recoup based off how the record industry is.
So now that Snoop has Death Row, I see him always NFTs. Now, how does that work?
It's the shit. Shit is the shit. It's the future. You know what I mean? It's Snoop's audience is different. He has a worldwide audience. So he has people who believe in digital. Yeah, he has people who believe in digital art.
Yes.
And the way music is moving now, you can sell it again. Remember, right now, you can't sell music. Like you can, but you can't sell it on any mass scale, right? There's no downloads. It's all streams.
Right.
NFT gives you the ability to sell music or sell your art virtually again.
Right.
I mean, remember the number one product, I was telling Joey, the number one product for the music industry, 90% of it came from retailer CDs.
Right.
They have not recovered that 90%. Now they're selling the artists. Like, remember back in the day? Think about you lost all that.
Yeah.
You ain't got there's no digital version of that. That's no recouping. That's that.
Then you had LimeWire stealing all the songs.
Yep.
But I'm saying now you went from having $17 a CD to $0 per CD. So now remember the joke used to be, artists are prostitutes. Yeah, artists really prostitutes now. They're selling you. So I just think he gets a bad rap. It was no way possible that could last. What it represented was not meant to last.
Wow, this gives a big insight, man. I mean, it makes I didn't think about it like that because I'm thinking as this old guy now, as a guy who would sit there and be like, man, we could have done this business like this. But, yeah, put me back into that. Yeah, it would have been over.
And all your artists,
you can see it right now.
Chuck that shit up. Yeah,
it looks fun right now. Like, oh man, I would have so much fun.
Yeah, we would have had a great run, homie. I've been the joint with Suge talking about, hey, shit, we did it right?
We did it up, baby.
Remember that one time?
Yeah, remember that one time.
I had 5 of them in there.
Remember that one
Suge,
time?
Suge lived it out, and Dre knew it. Dre knew that it was a ticking time bomb, but it only could be. Gangbanging is a ticking time bomb.
Yes,
you can't last doing it forever. Right. You gotta put your time in and find something else to do. You cannot do that for a living.
Right.
After a while, every day you do it for a living, you're gonna run into eventually running somebody over.
There's no
Or getting ran over.
Yeah, there's no future in it, Holmes.
Or getting ran over, or bad things. Rest in peace to Terry
Bloods
Carter.
and Crips together in the same building. Like,
And really, when Bloods don't get along with Bloods and Crips already don't get along with Crips. Mm-hmm. So this can't work. You know what I mean? And you can't really make everybody wealthy.
Right.
You can't. It's not. See, the biggest fluff, and this is the first time I've ever seen this. The biggest fluff of that whole thing was how much money that was really coming back to them. That shit bullshit. All this 100-something million. Suge ain't got no fucking 100-something fucking $1 million. That shit bullshit. Suge had some money, but Suge ain't no 100-something fucking $1 million. How? Jimmy ain't doing this shit for free.
Right.
right.
How Jimmy got a whole bunch of money and shit? Somebody ain't got a whole bunch of money. Mm-hmm. Somebody got a whole bunch of money. Somebody got
Was
some
he
money.
forced to sell all the masters to Pac and Death Row, or
Well, he
was
settled-
he hard up for money? Because I was like, dude,
Death Row.
He settled. I know he settled Pac estate. Pac estate. They wanted money. So when Pac passed away, accounting was just about to start happening for All Eyes on Me. Remember, he died 7 months after the album came out.
Yeah.
So accounting takes time. It's not like you get paid tomorrow for album sold
of
last
course.
month.
Right.
So accounting was just coming, but you got to think he went to prison. They were selling records. So for a long time, by the time accounting came back and how much money they would own, they made a deal to just make the amount smaller and turn the masters over.
Okay.
That was the deal. So the rest of it, I don't quite know what happened, but I'm sure they wanted that back. They did not want that man to have that shit.
So who has Tupac's masters? Would that be
His family, his
His
estate.
family?
Yeah, his estate
Oh, so
had
that's
it.
not even part of Death Row?
No,
So
that
Snoop
shit.
didn't get him?
So,
No.
no, so they
That's what he didn't get.
He's got the
Snoop
label.
didn't get- he ain't
He's
got-
got the.
He got some masters. I think he got Doggy Style.
Oh, did he?
He got Dog
got
Food.
Chronic, Dog
He got
Food.
Dog Food.
Alright.
He didn't get the Chronic.
So that's still.
That's still Dre. They didn't gave that to Dre. That's why it's down. But he got a
He
lot
took
of the
all
other.
that shit
He
down.
got all of
Snoop
the.
took it all down though.
Well-
What he in control of, and
he
none
got
of it up
Michelet
there
stuff?
right now.
What do you mean took it down?
Like it ain't on no
Streaming
digital,
sites.
streaming
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
platforms,
pulled it down. But Snoop finally figured out NFT. His son is like a genius. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, his son is a fucking genius and turned him on into something really great.
Nice.
And he's been killing
Snoop,
it.
no,
ever
Snoop's
since.
a great businessman. He sold himself. I mean, he's with Martha Stewart. He's so mainstream.
And he's a great spirit. That more than anything
Right.
about Snoop, like minus everything, all the bullshit. Snoop has a great spirit,
That's right.
and you could feel it vibrate off of him. You could complain, motherfuckers complain about Dog, but Dog for the most part has a really good spirit.
So before we start wrapping this stuff up, let's talk about the last song I saw you guys on, man.
Kanye should have never made it.
No, didn't you make one with Sugar Free?
Kanye should have never married.
Oh, that's the heart. There
That's
you
not
go.
another song.
Where were you guys smoking that you said, all right, let's come up with this fucking
You
song?
know what's
here."
funny? People really be thinking I'm trolling like with Tupac Must Die. It took me like 3 years to come up with Tupac Must Die. That song, I was looking at Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco used to have these long, crazy ass titles. And I was telling Joey, I'm like, man, we need to name it something long. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, a long title song name. And I was looking at Panic at the Disco and Extentacion, rest in peace. And he had a song song was called Tell the Devil About Something Miami. I forgot the name of the song, but it's like this super long song. And I started looking at indie rock bands and long titles. Panic at the Disco used to have some crazy long titles. I'm like, man, we need to name it something that's long. So when people see it, they have to read the whole thing. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? That's really how I came up with it. And I was like, because we was going to obviously call the song, the natural thing was Belong to the Streets, but that wasn't suggestive. So we was going to call the song That Bitch.
Right.
I was like, That Bitch Belongs to the Streets. I'm like, man, no, it need to be long. Like Panic at the Disco. Like, you need to read it on playlist. You need to just, the fuck is that song? Yeah, everybody else song.
His own life.
Yeah. Everybody else song be like, Pac or Dance or Jump, and this is like Kanye West should have never married that bitch.
Oh, it's catchy. Yeah. It's catchy.
And
Every
then
time
so,
you tell somebody about it,
I be
they
like,
just start laughing. They be like, well,
and I was like,
I didn't
yeah.
think about it,
Tell
yeah.
the truth.
So my goal was, in theory, to do the whole project like that, but I just did 2 songs like that, and that's really how we came up with the title. I was just studying Panic at the Disco. I was like, yeah, we're gonna name it something. When you look at the playlist, it's just long as fuck.
Homeboy killed it on that, man.
Yeah, he's fucking dope.
You got a very
Came right off.
He got that voice, homeboy.
Yeah,
he got that voice, man.
it. Yeah, I did
How long
pretty
you been doing
fast.
this?
I'm blessed to be on that song, man. When I first heard the beat playing, I wasn't supposed to be on that song originally. It wasn't made for me to be on it. Cause Glass, you be on my head like, man, you gotta
Because he be nice.
you gotta open up on this motherfucker, man. Joe, I don't want to hear that, like, that bullshit. I said, no, I
try
got
to
you.
preach positivity. and shit.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
need you to go in, culture.
right.
I got some things I want to say about these motherfuckers. You feel me? So, and I just did my part, man. And I just knew it was special.
No, it definitely was, man. I enjoyed that song very
Sugar
much.
Free fucked it up.
Oh, Sugar
You see
Free-
Sugar Free in the video though?
It's sugar free, baby. Come on now.
Bro, what's funny is it's
That's the
so
original
we did
from Pomona.
we did the song a while ago. Like, right? So we didn't really realize it was going to be a Sugar Free resurgence. It was literally just me, like, we was talking, I was like, yo, this is a Sugar Free song.
Oh shit!
This bitch belong to the streets. Don't nobody know bitch belong to the streets better than Sugar Free. And we just caught it in the middle of him having this crazy resurgence. You know, he did this other song for this artist. Picture Sugar Free, a crash dummy. I ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world, but you just another bitch that need gas money. You know, so we caught him in this super dope resurgence that I feel like, you know, it's important. So to finally knock out something that fit him. The song was really for him. It was really for him. Like, I just wanted to do a song with him, so I wanted something fast and active, and I wanted to make it fit him. And then Joey heard it. He was like he said, he was like, let me get on this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, just don't be nice, bro. Like, you have to
and
really.
I don't ask to get on songs.
Go on.
Yeah. Demand that shit, Joey. You better put me on this shit.
This motherfucker. This shit.
He told
I already
me.
know they gonna fuck with this one.
I had no idea. I was like, yeah, whatever.
No, that's
Shit's
just
a
banging.
song.
I enjoyed
So
that one.
it came out. The video came out dope. Literally, his brother, right, who was his partner. So this is Player Ham's son, original Penthouse Players Clique.
Okay.
That's his son and Deuce Mac, the LA Giants. So his brother came up with the video. We was going through Peer Space. He was looking up video locations, and he's like, "Man, we should use this chapel for Kanye should have never married that bitch." And I'm like, "Dog, like, okay, let's do it." So I just go pay for the chapel. It's like $1,000 or $1,500. I'm like, we don't even have a story. How is we? I was gonna cancel the video because I was like, we don't have nothing. And we had a conference call the day before we shot the video, and we figured out the whole treatment. And that day, and we went and shot it the next day.
Well, it's almost like a party that you don't really plan for, and you end up having a great time.
That's how it's been for us too, man.
Okay.
When people be at, I be like, man, we independent for real.
We shot a video at El Cholo, right, for one of their songs. It's called Refill.
Okay.
And, you know, El Cholo is like, you know, LA's first Mexican food restaurant.
yeah,
So
one
we
of my
shot
favorites.
it, right? So we went down there and shot a video. And you should have saw they was looking at us like, so y'all just shooting a video. They was like, yeah, they're posting the video. And the video's so fire. It's a song called Refill, LA Giants. And I just thought it was dope, like, to teach people about El Cholos.
That's right.
And really put people on the culture.
Cool in there too, man.
Oh, man.
They didn't really give us no. They didn't give us no problems.
We had about 1,000 LA water. We probably ordered 1,000 LA waters. We had all kind of nachos and fire shit.
Listen,
They made that guacamole from scratch cut. That shit was fire.
It's nothing but love, man. Straight up with both the communities, man. It's nothing but love. There's, like I tell people, there's always families that fight within one another. That doesn't mean they don't love one another or get along with one another, man. And I wanna thank you, Glass. I wanna thank you, Joe, for coming on here, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Sharing your story. Having these adult ass conversations, man.
Hard conversations.
Hard conversation. A lot of people just can't have, but this is good because other people are gonna watch them and say, if these brothers and these essays can sit there and have these conversations, why the fuck can't we? Yeah. So with that being said, you go ahead and let people know where they can find you. I'm sure. Oh, you got a question? I'm sorry, guy.
Oh, my
Go
guy.
ahead.
Why
Yeah.
don't you throw a freestyle for us, man? Come on, man.
I ain't got nothing good to say right now. Everything I'm finna say is fucked up.
Damn.
So yeah,
let's
man,
see.
let them know where they can find you guys. Let them know where they can find your videos, and then we gotta do this again, homeboy.
Yeah, for Mando, we got to do it twice a year.
LA Giants, everything, man. Google,
I'm
Google
Googleable.
LA Giants.
Glasses.
Twitter,
Just Google Trouble and you
Instagram.
gonna find me.
Man, we just keep streaming that Kanye shit and never made
Yeah,
it.
that shit has been
going
dope.
Up. We almost had 1 million.
Video,
on there.
yeah, video out almost at $1 million.
That's
a
what's
month.
up.
People thought it was like, oh, you know, this like, yeah, people miss LA.
Yes.
They miss us.
And that's our
They was like,
message.
where
We wanna
y'all
just
at?
Give them LA every
Straight
time
up,
they
like
see
they
us.
miss us, dog. Where they like, where's LA at? Where's the?
They're right here, homeboy. They're
That's
right
right
here, Cholo Podcast,
Yes,
homeboy. That's
sir.
where they're at, player.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, all love, homeboy. Appreciate you guys coming through.
Man, love, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we'll catch you guys on Friday. This was a great podcast, and we're out of here. Chris already ended this bitch. Let's get out of here. Good shit, man.
Beer?
Good shit.
One of the beer?